Okay, today in the clubhouse, we're bringing a true legend of Cubs social media space, a voice that's been loud, he's been loyal, he's been definitely not afraid to let it rip when it comes to all things on the north side. It's Danny Rockett. He's a mastermind behind some of the best Cubs content online, and now he's taking it offline with an event that is coming up this weekend in Wrigleyville. It's called RanterFest, part pregame, part watch party, part post game hangout, all the above. And the best part is it's all for a great cause. Danny, welcome to the clubhouse, man.
Thanks, Neil. Thanks, Nate. It's awesome to be here. And I love your guys, your TikToks, your podcast, everything you guys are doing is awesome. You guys are a great new voice in the Cubs Cubosphere, the family. You're a great addition to the family. And I'm looking forward to having this conversation. Also, like seeing you guys this Saturday at RanterFest.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thanks for having us, be welcoming here. And, Dave, before we talk Cubs, let's give us a rundown. What is RanterFest, and really how did this all come together?
Well, it started last year. We've been throwing a charity event every single year. Today we're talking on July 29th, which is originally John Baker Day, which that was the first time we threw a charity event, and we chose different charities over the years. We did domestic violence. We did Cubs charities before, and we worked with John Baker, who was the Cubs mental skills coordinator and also a former player who on this day in 2014 was the backup catcher of the Cubs, and he threw in the 16th inning as the pitcher and ended up getting the win in a tie game. So I wrote this song called "The Night the Backup Catcher Got the Win," and I ended up meeting John because of the song, and we ended up doing this event on July 29th. Well, that started our work with charity. In 2020, John wanted to do something around the kind of topic of racial justice, of social justice, and he was the one that picked the charity that we'd work with year after year. We did about 5 different John Baker days. And at that point is when I just kind of did some research, and I found, looked up low income, at risk youth, Chicago, Illinois, and I found Lost Boyz. And I got on the phone with Levante, who's the executive director of Lost Boyz, and it was like it's like I'd known him my whole life. It's like we just talked about everything. We're the same age. We grew up with the same. He's more of a Sox fan, but now he's more of a Cub fan because Cubs are giving him love. And the Sox never gave him as much love because they don't have a staff, I guess. But, everything about the Sox is terrible. Anyway, but Levante just, I loved his vision. I loved his enthusiasm, and I loved the work that he was doing with at-risk youth, social, emotional learning, exposing the kids to all sorts of things that they wouldn't be exposed to otherwise. And most importantly, getting them off the streets, giving them a place to go, running a community center, and hiring people from the neighborhood that can mentor these younger children. And I was like, and I told John, I go, this is perfect. This guy is doing exactly what you're looking to promote right now. And so we worked with Levante. We raised a couple $1,000s, and then we've been working with Levante ever since. My show, the Sun Ranter Show, we have a Patreon page. 10% of all of our Patreon pledges go to the Lost Boyz as well. So we've just kind of used them as a sister organization to kind of promote their cause and let people know about them. Since then, they've won the Laureus Award, Sport for Good. And they're also in some trouble right now financially because a lot of the support money that kind of came during COVID has disappeared. A lot of the grant money has dried up. And so this year is kind of even more important that we're doing this event. And so even if people can't come to RanterFest, that's how it started anyway. That's how RanterFest started. John Baker now works for the Pirates, so we decided to do something else. We said, okay, well, John's on the Pirates, so we can't do John Baker Day anymore. He can't come. He's busy. He's being the farm director over there. So I said, well, do you know what that doesn't happen, and especially something that hadn't happened since COVID, is the Cubs used to do social media night. And what that was, where all the different podcasts and blogs and Bleacher Nations and your Cubs insiders, they'd all throw a night for us, and we'd have Cubs trivia, and we'd play bingo, and we'd have these games, and they were supportive of us. Well, they stopped doing that after COVID. They didn't do that for us anymore. I said, well, then I'm going to do it. And as part of doing it, I'm going to invite all the blogs, all the podcasts, so you can come out. And we did it for the first year last year, but it was in May at that time, end of May. We had comedians perform. Joe Kilgallen is going to be at this one. He was at the last one. He's kind of a famous Cub fan. He had a Cubs podcast for a while. He was on Locked On Cubs for a while before those guys got going. And so we also had this year we have Billy DeVore, who's a Reds podcaster from the new Nasty Boys. He's a comedian. He's coming in and performing. And Mike Pusateri, who's been on a bunch of TV shows, he's going to come and perform. That's at the post-game part of it. So we tried to get everybody involved that's already kind of part of our universe that is very talented to come and perform. So we are doing post-game comedy at Output. We're doing pre-game kind of trivia games, meet and greet, game watch. We're going to do, we've got a bunch of performances. Jeff Rogowskis, he's a great Cubs podcaster from Bricks Behind the Ivy. Yeah. Did you know he played cello? Yeah,
I did. So actually, yes, I did.
So he's going to come play cello for us, just do a little piece and stuff like that. Miguel Esparza, the Spanish language broadcaster of the Cubs, he's going to come sing the national anthem for us. We're going to have a great, she's a baseball poet. She's going to come and perform. Sandra Marchetti, she's going to do a couple from her book, Aisle 223. Forget the name of the book. I think that's what it is. And so I'm going to do a little performance. We're going to do some trivia. So it's just like an all-day chance for Cub fans to hang out with each other, have a good time, meet each other, put faces to names. Everybody's always online yelling at each other about the Cubs. And so we decided that it's a good idea to get into a room, hang out with each other, have some fun, go to the game, not go to the game, but either way, celebrate each other's talents, celebrate each other's contribution to the Cubs blogosphere podcast space. So you guys are a big part of that. So I'm glad you guys will be there.
That. So yeah, so so I guess for everybody listening, tell anybody that wants to come, what's the best way to get tickets or to get to the event?
Well, you can go to sonranto.com/RanterFest. That's SONRANTO. And you'll just click on RanterFest. You'll see your tickets there. There's $35 for a VIP, $25, and then we'll just save you a seat, basically. You'll have a little seat that says VIP with your name. And $25 to get in. That's for the whole day. If you want to just come to half of it, that's fine. If you can only come to the morning or to the afternoon or just the game watch, we just kind of asked that we're going to have QR codes where you can donate to Lost Boyz, because all the money's going to Lost Boyz anyway. We don't take a dime. Everybody is donating their time. Everybody's donating their talents. The cost for the ticket just kind of covers some of our costs, which is, $100 or something for like party bags and things like that. We also, so you can come to either side of it, whether the post game at Output or the pre-game at Almost Home. And if you just make a donation to Lost Boyz, we'll let you in, hang out. If you don't have any money, we'll let you in, come hang out, come buy some raffle tickets. We got an Anthony Rizzo signed baseball that we're going to be raffling off. We've got Albert Alzolay signed baseball, although I don't know if he's going to throw another big pitch in the Cubs uniform. We've got a Pat Hughes scorecard we're raffling off. We've got some Cubs tickets for early September on a weekend that we're raffling off. So we've got all sorts of great prizes. Plus, we've also have a auction where we've got Savannah Bananas tickets, and you can find that link at also our RanterFest page. We've got lunch. You can have a wing lunch at Output Lounge with Miguel Esparza. Go hang out with him, eat wings with him. It's all included with if you win that prize. Plus original artwork from Matt Camera, who does our logo. So that's all that information is at sonranto.com/RanterFest. But we got t-shirts. We've also got Obvious shirts linked up. So if you buy anything at Obvious shirts and you use code Ranter, you get 10 to 20% of your your I think it depends on if you use the code or our link. I forget how it works. Joe told me and I forget right now. But either way, we'll get credit for that, and that whatever sales commission we get will also go to the Lost Boyz. So last year, I think all told, with just individual donations and the different things that we kind of sold to raise some money, it was a few $1,000s that we were able to raise for them. And that's let's say a month of paying a teenager to come in and work with the young kids. Or a young adult who's going to come and coach the kids. Just paying for people's times, keeping the lights on at their community center, things like that. And so any little bit helps. Even if you're listening to this, you can't come to the event, you can't buy any of this stuff. If you just give a $20 donation to Lost Boyz, that'll go a long way. Just give it to them directly. We're not trying to do anything but just get people aware of their work down on the south side in the South Shore neighborhood, everything Levante's doing with those kids in the community center. And so yeah, just kind of spreading the word as much as we can. And I really appreciate you guys allowing me to come on here and do that with you.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to sharing some time and some space with you on that, Danny. Do you have something that we could send out and blast out in advance or during the show or the fest to make sure they are available to donate online?
Yeah. I mean, if you just go to lostboyz.org, I mean, I think that's the best. Lostboyzinc.org. They've got a donate link right there. It's lostboyzinc.org/donation. And there's just links to $10 donation, $25 donation. You could be a monthly donator or stuff like that, which is always helpful. If you're a sustaining donor, then they can count on your support month after month, and that helps them a lot. And I've gone down there I played their Christmas party, sang a bunch of Christmas carols. That was a lot of fun. They gave out a bunch of donated toys with Santa Claus, and I also taught a few music classes down there with the kids. We made a lot of crazy noise. So we had a lot of fun. They're great kids. They love baseball. Levante's a huge baseball fan, which is how this all came about. And so, it's just like city of Chicago, baseball, kids. I mean, what's not it all? We line up on all the levels with these guys. And so I love that, we're a part of their universe, and now you guys will be too. And everybody that's met Levante has loved him. So I could say he's like a Pied Piper for doing great things for people. So definitely a worthy cause.
We're obviously looking forward to it. We're going to be there. We're going to have some giveaway stuff too. So we'll be carrying that with us. So anybody that comes up and says hi, hopefully we'll give some stuff away. But
swag,
I can't. Yeah, stuff we all get until we run out anyway. But I can't let you go without at least a little rant. Give us something. What's driving you nuts? Cubs front office, David Ross flashbacks, the bullpen. Give me something.
It's actually much more recent than that. And that is yesterday. They re-signed Jed Hoyer to a multi-year contract. I haven't really seen the details of it. I just know it's going to be more years. And personally, I don't know what this man did to really deserve to be re-signed, because first of all, we're not in first place. We lost that last night. He's never sniffed the playoffs the entire time that he's been the president of baseball operations. He's built us like a sloppy seconds team almost throughout the entire lineup. All the Blue Friday trades have only launched in one player, PCA, who I love, one of the best, most exciting players I've seen since the guy who we traded for him since Javi Baez, have I not been as excited about a baseball player? And I just don't know what this guy, I don't even think they were looking for anybody else. I didn't hear any rumors that anybody else they were sniffing around, somebody from another successful organization. No, they just up and gave this job for him. And I bet you it's Carter Hawkins next. There's grooming him for the role after that. And I don't know if I could be as mediocre at my job and get a long-term contract and not really ever come close to getting the ring or getting the prize. I mean, we'll see. If this year works out, fine. If they re-sign Tucker, fine. Then I will give him credit for the good things he's done. And he has done some good things. But right now, I just don't know why, this guy gets an extension before Kyle Tucker, before, PCA. You got no big deals done, period, end of story. And now we're stuck with you for I don't know how many years. And you're probably just there because you know how to sell beer snakes to the freaking drunk bleacher bums at $20 a pop. And that, my friends, is my rant.
There we go.
I love it.
There we go. All right, I got one more for you. Any unsung hero that we need to be giving more love to?
You mean on the Cubs right now, or just like in general with John Baker? You give him some love.
Baker some love to start this, right? Okay.
Yeah. Do you know? I mean, what I will say, and I'll give credit for what credit is due. I am a real big catcher guy. Like, I only played baseball through like 8th grade, right? But I always loved being a catcher, and I've always been a big fan of catchers. So like, even when everybody was loving on Ryan Sandberg, R.I.P., and Andre, and all the guys, Rick Sutcliffe and all the dudes, Andre Dawson and stuff, I was always a Jody Davis guy. You know what I mean? Like, I love a good catcher. And I will say that this year, when you've got Carson Kelly, Miguel Amaya possibly coming back, and then what you've gotten out of Reese McGuire this year, which nobody was expecting out of the catcher spot, you got to give some credit to like the catcher brigade. If we go 3 catchers and get rid of like, a Vidal Brujan, and we go 3 catcher instead, I'm fine with that, because if you recall 2016, that was a 3 catcher lineup.
Catchers, that's right.
And, so I don't know how you win without it, and so bring back Amaya, go 3 catchers. That's one thing that they've done great this year. Carson Kelly, he's like a backup catcher, Babe Ruth somehow, and he's taken the job and he's run with it. So I would say he's an unsung hero of this situation. And also, shout out to Miguel Esparza, who, like, I don't know, I'm not the biggest Boog guy in the world personally. Like, he's a little too in love with Taylor for my taste. A little too much sneaker talk, but Pat Hughes, living legend. They've kind of ruined his broadcast with diaper ads, in my opinion. Miguel Esparza, if you speak any Spanish, it's a great place to go get your comprehension work in. Go get your Duolingo out, get your Rosetta Stone, and start learning a little Spanish, because the best broadcast, the unsung hero of the Chicago Cubs broadcast, is Miguel Esparza, Elio Benitez, and Jorge Moreno, because they do an amazing job, and it's not tainted with all these dumb ads and sponsorships about stuff. These are good friends. They love the Cubs. They love baseball. They speak English just as they could do a good job in English too, but they just happen to be the Spanish broadcasters. So if you speak any Spanish, tune into the simulcast and give them some love, because they're freaking awesome.
Yeah, Miguel's a great Twitter follow too, and a good TikTok follow. So if you're out there and you're not following him, you should. He's a good one.
Absolutely. Elio too. Mr. Elio, I think, is his Twitter, and Jorge is Deportes Moreno. That's him as well. Deportes is Spanish for sports. So there's your first lesson.
There we go. Well, I'm already on the way.
Exactly.
All right, Danny. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for obviously throwing this event this weekend. We're looking forward to it. Can't wait to get there. Can't wait to see everybody and hang out. And we hope all of you out there listening or watching, however you do, that you consider come joining. If not joining, at least donating to the Lost Boyz, because it's a great cause. And we're looking forward to getting behind it.
Thanks, Neil, Nate. I really appreciate your time and allowing me to come on your show and talk about this. It's a cause I think that everybody should be about, and something that, even though we disagree as Cub fans oftentimes about the way things are going, we could all agree that helping kids is good.
Always.
Absolutely.
All right, Danny. Thanks for joining us. And
Thank you, guys.
We'll see you this weekend.
Thanks, brothers.
All right. Go Cubs, go.
Go Cubs.